Hey, Tailgate Beers, Ryan here. Austin is still out on assignment today, and we'll be back next time. But hey, I want to thank Surfside. Surfside, I've got an iced tea and lemonade and vodka and stateside vodka here. Thank you those guys for sponsoring Tailgate Beers. We really appreciate the time and effort that you put into helping us put this together. So today I'm sitting down. We're talking with Taylor Bruninga, who is playing here at Cruisins tonight, Peoria, Illinois. So welcome, Taylor.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. So Taylor is a local boy.
Local boy.
And we're gonna dive into that and all the localness of being from Central Illinois and some of your background and history, but looking forward to just sitting down and chit chatting with you. So I met Taylor. It's been probably a month or so ago now. You were here and we're opening up for another artist we had coming through and got a chance to listen and see you on stage. And then when you got booked for tonight, I was like, I need to get a hold of him and see if he's willing to sit down with us. So welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So where exactly are you from in Central Illinois?
I'm from Mapleton, Illinois. So it's from Cruisins, 20-minute drive or something like that. So kind of right outside of Peoria area.
Born and raised Mapleton?
Born and raised. Been there my whole life.
So you're a big basketball guy. I know that, and I think we'll dive into that a little bit too here. And so probably played basketball at Mapleton growing up. What year did you graduate?
Graduated 2017. So I went to Alana Bliss High School, Mapleton, Glassford, Kingston Mines, all really small towns, kind of all feed into that school there.
And if you can't tell, just because we're sitting on the set here at Tailgate Beers, Taylor is a tall guy. Yeah. 6'8".
6'8", yeah.
6'8", college, played basketball here.
Correct.
At Illinois State University. Tell us about that. You know, how was that upbringing to where you were in that basketball realm?
Yeah. So, like I said, went to Alana Bliss High School and stuff. Was always a pretty solid basketball player. Kind of grew quite a bit going from my sophomore to junior year, and that kind of propelled me, I guess, up to college looks, I guess you want to call it that. So went to Illinois State out of high school, 2017, graduated there, and man, the first year was awesome. Played a lot, great time. Made it to the Missouri Valley Championship, lost to Loyola. That was the year Loyola went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So that was cool to play against high quality teams like that. Going into my sophomore year though, obviously basketball, summer workouts. We were there all summer. I'm gonna say it was the end of July, maybe going into August. It was just routine practice, and felt a little something pop in my foot.
Oh no!
I was like, oh hell! I was like, you feel things pop all the time playing sports and stuff like that. Really didn't think anything of it. Kind of just kept going, kept rolling with it. About a month later, I think, really kind of still felt the same, and I was like, well, I guess it's probably time to check this thing out. And had a little stress fracture in there, Stuff happens all the time with basketball players, stress fractures. I was like, well, they put you in a boot till you don't walk on it for a little bit of time, I think like 6 weeks. Came back, tried to practice again, still didn't feel right. And they said the fracture started out small, expanded a little bit, had to get surgery on that. And from there, man, it was a roller coaster, I guess, if you want to call it that. The rest of my college career there, had the surgery, missed that whole sophomore year. Tried to come back my junior year, and just never the surgery. They told me going into the surgery, it's one of those ones where there's a 50% chance it heals right, everything's fine, sunshine, rainbows. There's a 50% chance, It don't end like that, and I caught the short end of the stick there, I guess. Didn't quite heal as I'd hope, and that was kind of the end of that. And
so that was your junior year?
Junior year, yeah. So kind of played a few games my junior year, up and down, and then my senior year is called like a medical exemption. I was still part of the team there, helping out and stuff, but obviously didn't play or anything like that. So
that had to have been right around COVID time too.
Right around COVID time. So yeah. So my senior year, it would have been right. My senior year was during COVID, 2020. Yeah. So got done with that, and then make lemonade out of lemons or whatever. I was a decent baseball player, so I went down to SIUE outside of St. Louis there and played baseball for a couple of years.
Okay. Pitcher?
Pitcher,
baseball?
yeah.
So were you playing baseball or keeping up on that the whole time you were in college?
Really, no. When I first got to college, it was just basketball, focus on that. And then kind of once that foot injury happened, after my junior year, kind of that senior year when I had that medical exemption, I was like, well, I'd like to be something I could get back into. So I started throwing again and stuff like that. And luckily, the foot I injured is my left foot. So right-handed, left foot, you're playing foot. So really not a lot of force coming down on it or anything like that. So it held up well. Everything was going good there. Got in a pretty bad car wreck.
Oh no!
Like halfway into the season, I messed up my back really good, and that was kind of where I I didn't know it, but kind of started to make the shift, I guess, from sports to music, I guess.
Yeah. So has music always been been there or kind of in the background, or was it just something you kind of picked up?
I always love music, I'm always saying like I'm a human jukebox, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Play a song, I can probably pick out who it is, who plays it. And my dad, he actually plays the drums with our band, man. So
really?
It's pretty cool, yeah. So he taught me how to drum when I was younger, so I've always been able to drum and stuff like that. But kind of once those injuries happened and stuff like that, I was at college still, so it's like, you can't really bring a full drum set into a college apartment.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you could.
You'd piss a lot of people off. So I got a guitar, taught myself how to play it, then kind of started writing songs shortly thereafter, and kind of that's how it took off, I guess.
Growing up Central Illinois, 6'8", like you said, between your sophomore and junior year, you grow, and now all of a sudden you're getting some attention from college, recruiters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get through a good freshman year, and all of that happens, and you're thinking about the future. And then there's got to be some mental health too that kind of goes in there a little bit to figure out, hey, you've got all these big plans with basketball, and then there's a chance at baseball. How did that feel? What was your mental?
It's definitely draining, I guess is the best way to put it. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, I guess, and kind of that's what. I would say my college career didn't go as I had planned, as I'd hoped. I guess the biggest thing it taught me is just, how to keep rolling and, and take some punches, keep rolling with them. And I tell you what, that's the biggest thing that college taught me. Just kind of, I grew up a lot just from those injuries, I guess.
And then from there, you start to take some of what you've learned and those feelings and disappointment if that's what the feelings were, and kind of turn it into your love for music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So kind of what I love about music, man, it's competitive, I guess. Yeah. So you're always trying to, get bigger, and that's what I love about it. When I got done with sports, it's like that was the one thing I miss, being out there, competitiveness, and like just trying to get top the next guy, I guess if you want to call it that, make friends along the way, but obviously it's competitive. So when I got done with sports, I was like, I always loved music, and then kind of just naturally started kind of writing songs, just stuff I had bottled up from, I guess, college experiences and all that stuff. So that's kind of how that took off.
So what did your parents think, kind of going from that, hey, basketball's over, I'm going to do a stint in baseball, and now I'm going to go do some music.
Yeah, so when it first started, I think everybody was kind of questionable of it, I guess. I graduated with my bachelor's at ISU and then my master's at SIUE, and come back from school, and people are like, all right, so what are you going to do? And I think, well, I think I'm going to do a little run at this music stuff, and everybody just kind of looks at you like, is that really the smart thing to do here? And at the time, it's like, probably not, probably, getting a 9-to-5 is a security thing to do. But I've kind of always had that wild hair in me that music's kind of, when I started, I was like, this is what I want to do. And just kind of brace the storm, I guess, here at the beginning, and kind of just ride it till you can't ride it anymore. But back to your question, my parents at first, they're a little skeptical of it. My dad loved it because bust a drum set back out. Yeah. But when you come home and you tell your parents, I think instead of using my master's degree, I'm gonna start playing music. It's a little like, okay, whatever.
What's your degrees then?
So my undergrad's in ag business,
Okay.
and then my master's is in leadership.
Okay.
Kind of just a little something.
Yeah.
When you're playing baseball on the side.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So was the thought going into ag that kind of do the farming, Central Illinois kind of thing?
Yeah. So obviously being from around Central Illinois, hotbed for farming. So I have a lot of friends, parents, seed salesmen, crop insurance and stuff like that. So that was kind of my plan when I got back, get into something like that. But the music thing's gone well enough, I guess, especially I've only kind of, since I got back, I started doing acoustic stuff last summer, and then once about the new year hit, I think February or March is kind of when we started to form the full band sound and stuff like that. And since then, it's kind of, especially around this area, obviously taken off kind of like wildfire and stuff like that. So it's going well enough to where it's like, I think I made the right decision. I think we're moving in the right direction here. So.
Right. When did the locks come?
Oh man,
because I've seen your pictures from ISU basketball.
Yeah, I didn't have it playing basketball. I think it was kind of when I started to play baseball is when I started to grow the hair out.
Yeah, thought I might look all right.
Didn't
with some
know a
long
center
hair.
guard or something like that. Yeah.
So what's on the horizon? What you have planned? What's the hopes and dreams here?
Yeah, man. So obviously, hopes and dreams, make it as big as you can, stuff like that. Right now, we just started, just recorded three songs, probably release them as singles and stuff like that. Start getting music out there is the biggest thing. We don't have any music released yet, or I don't at least, So start getting music out there is the biggest thing. Obviously, social media is so big nowadays. Start getting stuff on there, promoting it on there. And then, man, we play, I can't tell you how many shows we've played, probably somewhere between 80 to 100 since we got this full band thing going. So just keep the full band thing rolling, play as many shows, start getting music out there, and then eventually, I'd like to make the transition over to just full-time, well, technically full-time music right now, work a few side jobs, but technically make the transition over full-time music, original music as well, like 90 sets, all originals and stuff like that.
So what is a 6'8" guy, long blonde hair, musician on the weekends? What kind of side jobs?
Man, I do it all, I guess. Mow yards.
There you go.
I live out in Lake Camelot, so mow yards in there. Bartend at Coyote Creek Golf Course.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Coyote Creek.
Absolutely.
And my bass player, he remodels houses, so we started this week remodeling one out in Peoria Heights. So,
there you go. That'll keep you busy.
Anything and everything, to kind of kill time during the week, so I can at least still focus on this.
So are you primarily playing right here in Central Illinois? How far are you expanding out?
Yeah, so right now, kind of mostly Central Illinois. We've been down to Missouri a couple times, and hopefully I'm planning on maybe within the next year to kind of start branching out more, kind of hitting the regional areas: Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin, Missouri. Down farther in Missouri, I guess. So that's kind of the plan.
Any bigger plans like Nashville area or anything along those lines?
I always say like all roads lead to Nashville eventually. Yeah. So eventually, yes. I kind of think starting out right now, I just want to get my hours in on the stage and stuff like that. Form kind of the sound I want. I think it's the best way to say it. Kind of ours is, my sound is like southern rock mixed with country, red dirt, stuff like that, kind of like the edgier, rock country stuff. So kind of form the sound how I want it, but obviously all roads lead to Nashville. So yeah, definitely on the horizon there.
So a lot of songwriting happening, or what's a show? A show is a lot of covers.
So a show for us, I'd say usually play like right now, the 3-hour sets. Obviously the opening sets, they're nice. Get on there for an hour, beat them down with a good healthy dose of originals, a couple covers, and get out. But right now, it's like 3-hour sets. I'd say a third of it is original material that we play, and, usually it goes over really well. You don't have any people throwing beer bottles at you, telling you to turn that shit off or anything like that. So that goes well, and then obviously the other portion of it's covers, Alan Jackson, Leonard Skinner, stuff like that. So what's
like your favorite part of being up on stage?
Honestly, it's just an adrenaline rush, you know. It's I think that's part of why I love it too, you know. You have that adrenaline rush. I don't know if it's nerves, but it's almost like basketball and stuff like that. It's you get the feeling in you before you got on the court and stuff, and it's the same before you go up and play on stage and all that. So I think that's probably the part I love about it.
You ever have like those blackout moments, like you walk off stage, or like what just happened, and then everybody's around is like, oh, that was your best show ever.
Oh yeah, just the adrenaline rush. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
What are some of the I don't know, the things that cross over from being a basketball player, baseball player at the higher levels in college, and what kind of crosses over of what you've seen of the music industry?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, definitely the competitiveness. At least for me, always trying to either outdo yourself, You don't want to It's competitive. You know, you want to put on the best show possible and all that. So definitely the competitiveness, I think, and also our band, we're super close, man, and it's kind of just like having teammates in college and stuff like that. So I'd say those are probably the biggest things.
You guys all travel to shows and stuff like that together. And
so we've got to know ourselves, like each other, pretty well and stuff like that.
Talking about 2025 and goodness, we're already in middle of November in 2024. What's coming out in 2025 for you?
Definitely. Original music is the biggest thing. Healthy dose of that. Man, like I said, kind of what I do in my free time is write music. So definitely a healthy dose of that. I'm going to try and do the thing where you just keep pumping it out, feeding people, feeding them, and eventually, one catches on, I think, right?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing for 2025 for me is that. And then obviously the level of shows, keep playing bigger shows, bigger stages and stuff like that. So that's definitely, on the horizon, I think, for me.
Who do you look up to musically?
I get from this era.
Yeah.
Would you say kind of this era? I'd say I'm a big Co Wetzel guy. I love how he kind of just started out playing small bars down there and just kind of did it on his own almost, and then kind of worked his way up, bigger stages, bigger venues, booking agents, management, and then obviously now he's signed to labels out of Nashville and stuff like that. So that's kind of the footsteps I'd like to follow, and he has a distinct sound. It's like when it comes on, it's like, oh, you know who that
absolutely
is. So that's really who I look up to, and man, just kind of how he does it, just build it from the ground up.
So someone who's played here at Cruisin's previously, do you see yourself growing with that kind of crowd? And like I said, you were here a month, 6 weeks ago, wanting to see obviously the crowd continue to come back, but then see new people, winning them over. That kind of the hope every time that you're out?
Exactly, yeah. That's the biggest hope. And I think obviously with releasing original music and stuff like that, I think that's going to pay dividends, I guess, getting that out, getting that out on all the social medias and stuff to where people can see it, we even started doing some of the TikTok videos and stuff like that, getting those ready to put on there. So I think once that kind of gets out, I think that'll help a ton as well.
I was talking about this Lacade's here tonight here in Peoria Cruisin's as well, and we were talking about on a podcast earlier today about how important social media is, and almost having to be an influencer in today's world with the way that social media works, with the algorithm works and all that kind of stuff. I mean, are you experienced in that, or you have some folks that are behind the scenes kind of helping you with that?
Honestly, I'm terrible with social media. I've never really been big on social media, anything like that. I always say I wish I was born back in the 80s or something like that, Yeah. You get some good songs together, you go to a label or something like that and pitch it to them and see what their response is. But, the day and age we're in, social media, it's so big. So, I'm terrible with it. I got a few people that are helping me with it, especially the editing and all that stuff. And then once I kind of get stuff rolling, I think I'd like to get with somebody that's good with the algorithm, figure out when to post, what to post, all that good stuff.
Oh, and it's all about hashtags.
Exactly.
And
oh my
timing.
God. Yeah, it's crazy.
And we were talking about it before the podcast, before you came in, and the whole world is
it's ridiculous.
It's crazy, and obviously as you've seen, and some of the biggest names in music today are born from
social media,
TikTok or social media,
exactly.
Or, YouTube back in a few years ago, and that certainly is a platform that can be used to get your music out, get your name out, all that kind of stuff too.
100%, yeah.
So, you almost have to.
It's the day and age where you have to, if you want to be successful now, you have to do it. So I always say, keep riding the train till there's no more track. So I'll find somebody to help me figure all that stuff out, and obviously cross that bridge once we get rolling on that.
So what are you looking forward to? Playing any festivals this year? Anything along those lines?
We don't have anything lined up yet. Obviously we'd love to play some festivals. TNT, right?
Yeah. Tailgate and Tall Boys.
Yeah, baby. But we have some big. Around here, bike nights and stuff is the big thing, the big seller around here. So we got a bunch of biker rallies we'll be at next summer and all that. So we're looking forward to all that stuff.
Have you gone as a patron or a fan to Tailgate and Tall Boys?
I have, yeah. I was there. Actually went when it was in Peoria one time, and then I went I'm trying to think what year that was. We played this year. So I didn't make it out this past year, but it would obviously 2 years ago. Yeah. Was it when Riley Green was there, Morgan Wall, and all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was the year.
Bloomington.
Bloomington. Yeah.
What kind of childhood? I mean, and again, coming and really stemming into the Central Illinois and being right here. Do you bring in a lot of your family? The families come to your shows and support you that way?
Yeah, a lot of family, friends, and then obviously this past year built up a pretty good fan base of just people you've never met in your life and stuff, which is also cool. Being from around here, it's like you know a good handful of people, but
right.
We've met a lot of people I've never met in my life, and that's cool as well.
Going into from basketball to baseball, I didn't even know about the baseball part, but going from basketball to baseball to dabbling into the music industry and the crossovers of the things that you've seen from a competitiveness and things along those lines. I mean, do you still have contacts? Do you still have friends that you played college basketball or college baseball with that they kind of support you now as a musician?
Yeah. So my college roommates from ISU were still super close, talk every day. One of them's down in Florida now. One of them's in Arkansas. And one of them is in Ottawa, Illinois. One of them's in Florida, So, they're all over the map. And then my roommates from SIUE, there was 4 of us, and the other 3 got drafted. So it's kind of one of them's with the White Sox, one of them's with the Blue Jays, one of them is with the Phillies. So it's cool to kind of keep up with them. They keep up with me. So yeah, that's fun.
Baseball. So Austin and I, Austin, we coach or have coached our kids. Our boys are the same age. 11 years old this year, coming up for next year, and so we certainly are into the pitching and stuff like that. What kind of pitches did you throw?
So I had a 4-seam fastball, slider, curve, and changeup.
When did you introduce yourself, or who? What type of age for the curveball?
Oh man,
that's one you don't want to teach them to.
Oh yeah. I want to say I was probably middle school age, like 7th grade,
junior
I'd say,
high.
Somewhere around that age. Yeah,
we're getting closer, and obviously we didn't start kid pitch until 9U, 10U, so we're only a couple years into it, but so a lot of fastballs, obviously. We're trying to get them the right grips, and then you throw in the changeup every once in a while, and then you get into stiffer competition. You get a little farther away from Peoria. We've been to a few tournaments where kids are throwing sliders and everything else.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
It's just it's a whole world. It's just a crazy world in its own. So you played baseball growing up as well?
Yep. Around here, travel teams and all that good stuff. So I know exactly. The summer grind.
It is, and then you get into school, and then you're doing it, and baseball. I tell our youth and our parents whatnot. Baseball is almost a year-round sport.
Exactly,
And I don't know if all the other sports are. I mean, I think they're still behind that as far as the year-roundness, but you're still doing some workouts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did you grow a massive amount between that I mean, obviously, to get up to 6'8", you would think that there's like a foot,
Yeah, no, mine was kind of gradual, I guess. I was short when I got to high school. I wasn't I wasn't even 6 foot. I was like a little tiny freshman, kind of grew to I think I was like 6'2", 6'3", maybe my sophomore year, and then kind of just like an inch or two every year after that.
Yeah, and eventually you just you got up into where you were probably, Illini Bluffs. It's not a huge school, but it's not small by any means.
Not at all.
So I went to Henry, which is a little bit farther north, about 45 minutes north or whatnot, and very small.
Yeah, very
single
similar.
A at the time,
very
and it's a lot of different classes now, but back in my day, I mean, I was 6'1" and played basketball, but just so small a school.
Exactly.
That it's hard to
6'1", probably the big, one of the biggest guys on the team. Yeah.
Thinking about just a huge jump that I made just from probably 5'6" at one time, and then went to 6'1".
Yeah.
I couldn't only imagine that. Mom had to buy new jeans every month for you for
jeans, shoes, everything.
Right?
Yeah.
What size shoes
I still have to buy new jeans, man. I feel like I keep. Hopefully, I'm not grown anymore, but I feel like I got to get new jeans every month.
What size kicks you wear?
15.
15. Is that special order yet, or is that like on that cusp of having to go special order?
No, you can get most of it. Not in stores at all, but obviously you have to order it online. But thankfully, it's not like anything like special order or anything like that.
I'm trying to picture behind a drum kit too of
like Donkey Kong being on
breaking heads
exactly,
and picking the bass drum in.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
You still play drums at all too, or?
Mostly focus more on the acoustic and songwriting and singing and stuff. But every now and then when I want to let the beast out of the cage, I'll get back there. And
there you go.
On them,
there you go. And you said your dad plays drums for you.
Yeah, so that's fun.
I bet just getting that time with him.
Yeah.
So you guys do some writing together?
No.
Does he write it all?
Usually, Usually it's just me and the acoustic.
Your writing process. I mean, you're going through something in life, and you kind of jot that down, or you spend some time in reflection.
Yeah. So kind of what I got just a long list of just like it's called song ideas in my phone, and something pops in your head or something, throw it on there. You go through my camera roll, there's a bunch of just like me humming melodies and stuff like that, and then obviously you take that and put it on the guitar, and it's just like a puzzle almost, starts piecing stuff together.
Do you write with anybody else or just primarily by yourself?
Mostly by myself. The guitar player that's with me, Alex Sams, me and him, we click pretty well and know what each other are thinking. So me and him will do some stuff together, but primarily it's kind of just me.
Dog or a cat guy?
Dog, for sure.
Dog? What kind of breed?
So right now I got a golden doodle.
Golden doodle.
Couple of them.
Little poodle, got short curly hair kind of thing?
Short curly hair.
All right. All right. I've got a Aussie doodle.
Yeah.
Then I've also got a black lab. So
I
got the black lab. I told my wife that I needed it for duck hunting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course, I don't do anything with you got to train. That's a big commitment, right? So it was a thought at one time. But that training is crazy. You do any hunting?
No. Well, when I was younger, I did. Once I kind of got into sports and stuff, ran out of time for
goodness,
it.
Yeah.
So, and then now music and stuff. So time consuming with that on the weekends. That really kind of I haven't hunted in probably since middle school, I'd say. Okay. And then I'm a big fisherman though, so obviously, and that's a little less time consuming. Yeah. You can find a little time, go out and fish. So
cast a line here and there.
Yeah.
What kind of fish do you like to fish for?
Man, for fun, largemouth bass. But I'm a big crappie guy. I love eating crappies. So
ever go up north, like Wisconsin area?
Yeah. When I was younger, we'd go every year up north Wisconsin. Balsam Lake.
No, it's always fun to go out, and I don't do as much hunting as I'd love to today even, but I've got a couple of kids that enjoy just being out in a duck blind or a goose pit, and it's just so fun to take them out and let them enjoy that too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I used to deer hunt, a lot more deer hunting growing up, but deer hunting's so tough around here just because you have to have a place, obviously.
Yes, for sure.
Even waterfowl, you can kind of go around to some of the
public,
natural
public
places around here and get in fairly easily.
Yeah.
But what other hobbies? What else is Taylor into?
Big golfer.
Oh, okay.
Really big golfer.
Big clubs.
Big clubs. Irons are 2 inch longer. drivers.
Special order, I assume, for that?
Special order for sure. Yeah. So big golfer, man. That's in my free time, especially in the summer. That's what I'll be doing.
Where you golf at around here?
Usually, man, I've golfed probably every course around here, but primarily at Coyote Creek over there.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely my favorite course around this area.
And pretty good at it, or have gotten good?
Pretty solid, yeah. Like probably a 8-9 handicap.
Okay.
High 70s, low 80s usually.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Solid golfer. Yeah. Nothing great. Like I'm never going to win the Masters or anything like that, but I can go out and play well.
I am a beer drinking golfer.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
that's how I golf. I enjoy driving the golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get into the Cruisin's golf outing.
Yeah, for sure.
Cruisin's puts on a golf outing every year too, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not as much, on the golfing side, right? But still a lot of fun.
No, I love to do that too. Go out with buddies and just have fun doing it.
Some of the artists, as they're coming in too, they say, "Hey, can we go golfing?" And we went out golfing with Lily Rose and her team a few weeks ago, and just so much fun just to get on the course and be able to have these types of conversations with artists as they're coming through.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Playing here at Cruisin's tonight, so it's middle of the afternoon now. We're doing the podcast. You're opening up for Lacade, who's here with us today as well. What do you do, between now and then? Obviously, you've got a sound check and that kind of stuff. But
sound check, might go over watch some of that arm wrestling that's going on today.
Yeah. Cruisin's Peoria's got an arm wrestling competition.
Yeah.
I was over there earlier, and there's a lot of big guys in there.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But the crazy part is there's a lot of little guys in there.
Yeah, man. And some of those little guys can pack a punch, man. Yeah.
Goodness. Probably the farmers, the guys that are just, out there, throwing bales of hay all the time. And just have that strength from that.
Oh, yeah. So I'll go over there, catch some of that, grab some food.
There you go.
Probably just hang out
until you go on.
Check, yeah. Come back in here, crank a few cold ones.
There you go.
Go play.
There you go. I'll pitch Surfside too. Have you had a Surfside before?
I had a little bit here once we got started. It's good stuff. Man.
So it's kind of taken the started on the East Coast. So we've gotten to know Matt from Surfside, and actually he does Stateside Vodka here as well, and is a sponsor for Tailgate Beers and some other things happening certainly here in the Midwest and in Nashville, getting involved in the music scene a little bit. But great guys and very, very good drinks.
As
far as like an RTD.
I'd drink that golfing for sure.
Oh, that's exactly where
perfect drink for it.
That is it. I've had a few on the golf course, and they are phenomenal out there. So shout out to Surfside and Stateside Vodka. So thank you guys for sponsoring. Let's talk about food.
All right. Yeah.
What's Taylor goes to Cruisin's next door. I don't know if you've been over to Duck's yet.
Yeah, I was at Duck's this past week actually.
What do you order?
I went to Duck's. I'm trying to think what I got. I got like the Southwest burger, I think it was. Yeah.
Burger guy?
Big burger guy. Burgers. Hell, I'm not picky. I'll eat anything, but yeah.
I mean, at 6'8", you kind of gotta feed the beast, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really, I don't really push anything away. It's usually you gonna eat that? I'll take it.
You clean up everybody else's
the garbage
didn't finish,
disposal.
right?
Yeah,
absolutely. I know what that is.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
But yeah, I like the Philly wrap at Cruisin's, wings, pizza.
I'm a wing guy. I eat quite a bit of wings myself. What about pizza? And it's been kind of a thing on Tailgate Beers podcast about, do you think that pineapple belongs on pizza?
Every now and then.
Okay.
I can't eat it on it every time I get pizza, but I don't mind it.
So would it be like the Hawaiian?
Definitely, yeah, a little Hawaiian, some ham on there.
So I've heard some other folks talking about like jalapenos and it almost is like a barbecue, but also with
some chicken.
Yeah,
I've had it
pineapple
before.
too.
Yeah, I don't mind that. It's good.
A little bit more on the spicier side. My thing, and like I said, and I've said it on the podcast before. I mean, if it was in front of me and that's all I had, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But warm pineapple isn't necessarily my favorite.
Yeah.
But I like it. I enjoy pineapple.
Yeah.
Just regular pineapple.
Yeah. I actually had a omelet this morning, Hawaiian omelet with some pineapple in it.
I didn't know that was a thing. Something at home?
No, I went to a Bartonville Diner.
Okay. I've been to Bartonville Diner before.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Good stuff
there.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's just something that you would just order?
Yeah.
On a regular basis?
Just look good, yeah.
Huh.
I'll try it.
That's interesting. Another topic conversation that comes up on Tailgate Beers quite a bit is Austin asked this question of all of our guests, and I don't do it total justice, but I do my attempt, especially since he's gone. But so you're on a plane, right? Plane's going down. Okay. You have a parachute. So you're safe as far as that is concerned. You're going to be able to jump out with the parachute. You have access to all albums ever created.
All right.
Okay. And I'll let you cheat a little bit too if it's just an artist or you know, certain because we're in a day and age of streaming songs. You know, not a ton of people listen to full albums anymore, even download full albums. But you have access to all of them. You're getting ready to jump out. You're going to spend the rest of your life on an island by yourself. Okay. What are you grabbing? What's your 5?
Man, 5 artists. I'd say one of them, Waylon Jennings. One of them, Leonard Skinner for sure.
Yeah.
Toby Keith.
Okay.
Alan Jackson. Man, that 5th one's tough. You know, I like Co Wetzel's.
There you go.
So if I need to, you know, get ramped up on this island or something, I'll bring him along.
But for the most part, you're strictly a country guy.
Country guy, yeah. With a country guy, and man, I love like southern rock and stuff too, like Skinner, Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot, stuff like that.
You ever get into more of the rock scene or rap or hip hop or anything along those lines growing up?
A little bit. A lot of the rock scene, not much of the rap scene at all, but you know, I was a big like 80s hair metal guy.
Okay.
Like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, stuff I listen to that, you know. Mostly rock, country, and southern rock. I don't stray too far from that.
Have you ever ran into or have any sightings of like a Sasquatch?
No, but it's actually funny. Down on Mapleton, like a couple weeks ago, there was a Sasquatch sighting, supposedly. Somebody saw one from the road.
Really?
And I had my phone, like I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, like I had like 5 or 6 messages. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Everybody thought it was me walking, like down, walking on the side of the road. Man, where you at right now?
And I promise that's not where I was going.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, it wasn't me. But no, where we fish a lot, Banner Marsh, you know. If there's a Sasquatch around this area, it's somewhere down in there, you know. We
were talking stories earlier, and LeCade had a story about you know, his grandfather that, you know, had some sort of run-in with something, you know, and it's just because I've heard the similar type of stories here in Central Illinois.
Oh yeah.
That, you know, there's something else out there, and certainly if it's because his wasn't even in Central Illinois. You know, is there something that you know, is the government trying to hide something from us? Do you think that they know about it?
Probably. If anybody does, they definitely do.
And even like bobcats.
Oh yeah,
and bear.
No,
I mean, obviously
like
bear.
Around here, a lot of bobcats.
Yeah.
You know,
but
it's something a lot of people like. Unless you like kind of know your wildlife and stuff around here. There's a lot of bobcats in Central Illinois.
But and my own ignorance on this, have they been here? Bobcats been in Central Illinois for a long time? Or is this somewhere like they're just like starting to come into?
I think they've been here.
Have they?
For a while, yeah. Because
I've hunted, you know, I've been out in a deer stand, but I've never, you know, ran into a bobcat. Really? You know, fox and coyotes and stuff like that. Yeah. But I just, it seems like the bobcats just have moved in and now everybody, you know, is seeing bobcats running around Central Illinois.
Yeah, I think when it was over the summer, I think I was driving home late one night from a gig somewhere. I about hit one. Ran across the road right in front of me.
So I used to live in Colorado. I was in the military and lived in Colorado, and right at the base of the Rocky Mountains, Air Force Academy. I mean, it would be nothing to walk out and just see a whole herd of elk, you know, a bear just, you know, walking through the yard. You know, do you think that migration will ever come this far over? You study much of migration.
Yeah, that's a good question, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's possible if they ever get like so overpopulated, you know. But then you run into things like you know, taking some of the woods away. And infrastructure being built and stuff like that. You just kind of wonder if you know, they'll ever get this far east.
Yeah. But it would be something if it was. Yeah.
I mean, it could come from the east though too. I mean, think about Black Bear and Tennessee area and some of the mountains down there.
Yeah, every once in a while you get a Black Bear up this way.
I haven't seen one around here.
I haven't personally seen one, but every once in a while one strays up this way.
Going back to music a little bit, you talked about Coetzel and kind of looking up to him as far as the way he carries himself and stuff like that. Is that stage presence? How big is stage presence for you?
Yeah, I don't get quite as wild as him on the stage. I'm kind of a more. I like to have fun, but I keep it kind of in check a little bit more, which I by all means, man, he kicks ass. I mean, what he's doing, keep doing it. But
if I had to bet, your dad probably wouldn't be very impressed if at the end of your show, you're tearing up his drum set.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I wouldn't think so. That might cause a few issues. But
I guess if you're buying a new one,
yeah, exactly. If I buy him a new one, surprise, beat his drum set to death.
Right.
But kind of about Coetzel, what I like, kind of the thing that I like about him is just kind of just how he built it up from the ground up. Release his own music from the get go, and then bigger he gets, climb the ladder each year, and then obviously you see where he's at now. So that's kind of, as far as he goes, that's kind of the big thing that I admire about him.
His song he's got with Jesse Murph, one of my favorites.
Yeah,
his fan base wasn't. From what I've read anyway, wasn't a huge fan of Jesse Murph being on that with him.
Really?
Which was odd to me. I mean, I've seen Jesse Murph and Tailgate and Tall Boys in Midland, Michigan this year, and phenomenal. I just love her, just like the raspiness of her voice, and she's also kind of that. I don't know if you'd say rebellious kind of girl, but certainly isn't afraid to speak her mind.
Yeah.
But very petite. At the same time.
Yeah.
I never really understood, what they kind of had, his following had, not necessarily against her, but,
I have no idea either.
Anything along those lines.
Yeah. I think my biggest favorite album by him, that second album, I don't know if you listened to it, Noise Complaint.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I can sing about every song off of that from, start to end. That's, I blasted that album quite a few times, man.
So are you a radio guy, or are you like more of a streaming?
Definitely more of a streaming guy, yeah. And
which is
to tell you the truth,
today.
yeah, and it's like kind of the stuff I listen to. Obviously, it's a lot of older country, like I said, like Waylon Jennings, Toby Keith, and stuff like that. And like kind of what I like getting into like deep dives and like listening to like people's first albums, second albums, and stuff like that. Back when it was raw, they were still, fighting to kind of get to where they're at and stuff. So I love going back and listening to all that stuff.
Are you a lyrics guy? You listen to the lyrics and analyze and try to figure out what the songs are about?
Definitely. Yeah.
Talk to us about one of your songs that you've written that, and you go into whatever detail you feel comfortable with, but that point in time, that point in your life. And I've always said that music to me, a song I can remember of where I was at, or military or family or whatever was happening in my life at that time.
Yeah. So man, I got a few of them like that, but let's see. One of them, one song we play, Revolving Door. I wrote that one. It was kind of when it was last year when I was kind of starting to get into this music thing, and obviously being from a small town and stuff like that, like I said, you get back, they kind of ask you like, all right, you're back from college now, what are you going to do? And it's like, well, I think I'm going to do this music thing. And it's like, they kind of just look at you and stuff like that. And I was like, I sat down, started writing stuff, and it came to me, revolving door. It's like, small towns and stuff like that, like where I'm from, I always say they're kind of just revolving doors, like you go to college, something like that, you come back, but there's a revolving door, keep spinning, you almost get trapped in it, doing the same thing that your parents did or something like that, take the same job, and then I was kind of, almost like pissed off, writing it, and wrote it, and it's kind of just about, breaking the revolving door down and kind of getting out, starting your own path, and doing what you want to do.
That's awesome. So how do you put music to that then? I mean, you start with the lyrics, and does that music come with it, or is that something that comes later on in the progression of it?
For me, I guess I kind of do a little bit of both, Obviously, sometimes you're just picking on your guitar and you find a couple chords, a little progression that you like, and it's like, all right, we'll roll with that. And then sometimes you have some lyrics pop in your head, and then you take that and roll with it from there.
And then adding all the other layers to it. I mean, that comes over time.
Yeah,
you're starting to record.
Exactly. Yeah. So then, kind of recording wise, what we did this past time, I just took the band, my band, and we went in and just hit record and let it rip, played it live, and obviously you go back in, overdub the vocals and stuff like that. But like I said, me and my guitar player Alex, we see eye to eye, kind of like the sound we're chasing and what we want to achieve and stuff like that. So usually I can take whatever I have, throw it to him, and he kind of, you can see the gears turning. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna put this here, this there, and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we do it.
You do recording around here?
So this first batch, we actually we went to Rock Solid Studios out in Dunlap, Illinois.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did a good job there for this.
They do all the mixing and engineering stuff for you, producing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was even out there.
Yeah. Eventually, they did an awesome job. I was super happy with it. Yeah, shout out to them, man. They did a great job with it. Obviously, as you kind of progress your career and stuff, you want to record, bigger studios and stuff, where people, you kind of, the sound you're chasing, I've done it before, look up, like, where was this album recorded at and stuff like that, and kind of try and get into places like that and kind of chase that sound that they have or that you want,
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time. I know we want to get over and watch some of the arm wrestling before it's done too, but Taylor was gracious enough. I reached out to him and said, hey, I'd love to get you on the podcast, Tailgate Beers, and talk a little bit about you and some of your background. Again, I knew you were a basketball player. I didn't know you did the baseball stuff too, but I see you around town. I like a lot of your Facebook stuff and know you're out there grinding in Central Illinois. So we're proud of you and certainly want to lift you up for everything that you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Doing here in the homeland.
Thank you, man. Yeah. So like I said, hopefully it just keeps spreading like wildfire, and we can look back on the podcast here in a few years or something, and be like, man, that's cool how it's transformed from that. So I appreciate you having me. Always good seeing you guys coming down to cruisings, and
always bring that hometown crowd. We need to get that hometown crowd out to Tailgate and Tall Boys
for sure. Yeah, we do
here soon too. Thanks for coming in a little bit earlier today and hanging out with us.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Do a quick cheers.
Yeah, for sure.
And looking forward to seeing you on stage again
tonight.
All right,
man. Thank you.
Absolutely.